All right, guys, we're going to be talking about Chapter 3-1 notes. It's probably going to sound pretty familiar with you because it's going to cover what we were talking about on your 3-1 reading guide. So let's go ahead and dive in. Africa is a very vast continent. It's actually the second largest continent of all the continents. So it's very big, and there's a lot of countries in it, not states, but there are a lot of countries within Africa. So let's proceed on. So Africa, second largest continent, 3 times the size of the US, and there's 55 countries altogether. So we have 50 states, they have 55 countries. So that means that they are not like the United States of Africa. They are their own countries within the continent of Africa. And they have 55 total. All the way from Mongolia to Zimbabwe. So we have our northern African countries, we have our southern African countries, and all of them in between. So here's the true size of Africa. So you see here, this is like the United States. It fits into like just the northwestern part of Africa. And then you can see China, just how much land space we're talking about. Africa is centrally located. So if you're looking at our globe, you will notice that Africa is pretty much right dead in the middle of everything. And I always think of Africa as like an elephant ear because I know that elephants live there. And so that's one way that I always remember which one of the continents is Africa. Africa straddles the equator. Remember the equator, that's what separates our world in the northern and southern hemispheres. And what's unique about Africa is that half of it's in the northern hemisphere and half of it's in the southern hemisphere. Africa is surrounded by water on pretty much all sides. It's got the Indian Ocean to its east. It's got the Atlantic Ocean to its west. And it's got the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea and all those that are splitting it as well. So not as divided as the United States by oceans, but it definitely is surrounded by water on all sides. And it even has its own little island of Madagascar. We got our Indian Ocean, the Mediterranean Sea, which is what's going to really kind of bring in Europe. In the beginning is that it's only separated from Europe by that Mediterranean Sea. This separates Africa from the rest of the world as all these bodies of water. Water also links Africa to the rest of the world. We're going to learn throughout this unit that explorers are very curious about Africa, and Africa is very rich in minerals and resources, and Europeans are going to really be interested in it because of that. And so they're going to find waterways in order to reach these different parts of Africa because I'm sure you're surprised to know, but there are no planes or any of that. And so waterway will be the only way that they'll be able to reach these different parts of Africa. Africa has many regions, so we're going to dive in and look at the different regions of Africa. We have North Africa, West Africa, East Africa, Central Africa, and South Africa. Okay. Landforms. Most of Africa is plateaus with mountains and plains at the edges. So we're talking most of it's going to be a plateau. We do have mountains kind of all around the different parts of Africa. So we'll take more of a look at that. So our plateaus, Africa's plateaus have different elevations, the highest being to the east and the south. So we have our Kalahari Desert, we have Mount Kilimanjaro, Lake Malawi. The edges of the plateaus, these are escarpments, which are steep cliffs. So we're going to do a little brain check just to make sure that we're all on the same page with the mountain or with where we're at in the notes. So we're going to pause for just a moment.